Hello and welcome back to Mike's Basement. And welcome back to Fenton Forest. We're going to make another episode of farming here at Fenton Forest in Farming Simulator FS19, if you will. Alright, so last time we ended with me liming the second field. We had the first field we limed, and then I also showed you I limed the second field. I showed you that I've planted grass over here, and I'm going to. I just had to test it out to see whether these shelves here would take lime, and it certainly seems that they do. So let's hop into the truck and let's get some stuff done. One of the things I would like to mention right off the bat is that I'm trying to have a green screen behind me, but I have a lot of backlight because the windows that I have is behind. It's into the screen here, so if I didn't have anything blocking the light, it would be completely impossible to see anything. But it also means that there can be some problems with the screen behind me being completely optimal. I'm going to try to tweak it a little bit in post, but I honestly can't promise that it will look good. But hopefully it'll look better if I didn't. Because if I didn't have the blanket behind me, you'd get a lot of backlight directly into the camera, making me completely dark, so you wouldn't be able to see anything at all. Alright, so let me show you how you move these things out of here. I don't exactly know how you would get them out again. That is something we can figure out for next time, but at least I know that I can place stuff on these shelves. Let's get into the truck and try it out. I would like to mention right now, I did it in the last episode that I made on Fenton Forest, that I am actually a real-world truck driver. I have a license to drive a little forklift like this. But honestly, that doesn't mean that it's any bit easier to do it right here. Alright, let's try to move it in and see what happens. It should just say slop and get it when I put it down. No? Maybe I need to push it in a little further. There we go. Alright, so I can see that I need to set the dead zone for these forks here a little bit better. Let's see if it just... Yep. And this is basically how you use these shells. I think they are quite nice, instead of just having these boxes here lying around on the ground or in in a building or anything like that. I do believe that there should be a fork camera. No, there isn't. Be able to pick it up like this. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. Alright, let me see if I can figure out how to retrieve them then again. So if I stand in here and press R... No. E, no. F, no, that's the light. That's interesting. Yeah. Alright, but we don't actually need the lime right now, so I think I'm going to figure it out for next time, and then we're going to get our lime out then if we need it. All the fields has been limed except the grass field, which we don't need to lime at the moment. So yeah. I think what I'm going to do right now is that we're going to take the other big tractor, get some slurry, and get that field down there fertilized for the first round around. So let's get some slurry into this machine here. Let's see if it has some kind of... No, it doesn't have an opening or anything of the sort. So let's see. Stop. And... slurry. Yes, please. And now that I'm here, let me just engage the... Let's see, what was it? All this? No, that's still... there it was. Let me see, I want A-B heading. Heading should be 0, I'm pretty sure. We're going to auto with it and remove the offset. I'm pretty sure it should be 12 meters then. We don't need any headland or anything of that. We have snap terrain on, guiding steering, we have show lines. Should be okay. We should be fine. Oh, sorry. I was looking I was looking at my keyboard to find the X key. I think the X key is the key to... Yeah, spread it out. Let's do it right here. Let's see if I can get to adjust it, or I need to take a round trip. No, it didn't start over. If I can remember the right key. Yeah, that was. Let me see, is there anything I'm missing? Full slurry. I don't believe I've given it a round of slurry at the moment, so I should be able to. Unfold. Oh, wait a second, there's a second. What is that? Ah! That may have something to do with it. Let me see, did I... Yeah. Alright. Let's go back. Yeah, sorry about this, but I've never used this slurry spreader before. I just I used the big one, the biggest one that you can get. And to my best knowledge, it just spreads it. This may mean that this spreader I have right here also have a disc harrow on it. You know what? Let's try it out on this field that we had right here, and then we're going to wait out for him to. See if I can make it around. I could. And then we're going to wait out for him to finish up his work. Because if this slurry spreader here also has a cultivator on it, this means that I can sell the cultivator that we have right now. This also means that I need to change my workflow a little bit, because now I can't just let's see. Turn on header, lower it. Let's see. No, it doesn't seem that it. It seems that it's actually pretty neat. Let me see if I can. Because it's a pretty neat system. Because this would mean that you can have the slurry spreader running at all times, but it will only put out slurry when you lower the this header here. But as you can see, it makes nice lines according to the plowing, but it doesn't seem to make any kind of cultivation. So it's only, it is, well, no, this button here, yeah. I'm still not used to using the controller here, so sorry about that. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool system, because this means that you can't, if you just raise the header here, you can't just spread slurry all over the place and lose a lot of it. Said in another way, you can just keep the slurry spreader running and then raise it. So if I raise it now, no, wrong button, it should stop. Yeah, it stopped. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool stuff. Alright, so let's align. If we can find the round button again. This one? Yeah. And autopilot. Alright, so this is actually pretty neat. I'm glad I found that out. Let's see if we manage to catch up on him. I don't think it, because spreading slurry like this is a pretty slow process. Not because the process in itself takes a lot of time, but because you pretty quickly run out of slurry in a wagon like this. And this is actually a pretty big one. So yeah. This time I'm not going to cut out anything or any of the sorts. Also, I would like to implore something, and I'm sorry I never do it, and I honestly don't, honest to God, don't know why I don't do it. I sometimes make commercial, if you will, present my Twitch channel. I am online from time to time on oh, I missed something. Yeah. I'm online from time to time, streaming live on Twitch. You are most welcome to join me there as well. But what I, for some reason, I really can't figure out right now. Sometimes I also forget to mention that I actually have a Discord, and if you go to my Twitch channel, I know, right? So you go to www.twitch.tv/xmikesbasementx, and The X's is just because I could take the name Mike's Basement, so I had to put X's in instead in order to call myself Mike's Basement. There you can definitely find a link to my Discord channel, but I'll try my best to put it on the description below, so you can also find it there. And you are very welcome to come and join me there. I don't use Discord that much. Maybe I should, especially when I'm streaming, but I'll try my best to remember it. One of the neat things here, and you can see it right now. Let me show you with the mouse. No, I can't show you with the mouse. Yeah, I can do it like this. If you look at this line here, you can definitely see the difference in texture on the ground. And that's a way to see if you have spreaded your slurry the right way. Alright, so let's turn around and capture this one here. Lower and autopilot. So yes, I'll try my best to be online on my Discord and engage with you there, because one of the reasons, honestly, one of the reasons that I do go on live on Twitch is the fact that I want to engage with you, my audience. And I have also some news about my Twitch channel. If you follow me here on YouTube, and particularly if you follow me on Twitch, you have noticed that I've tried different things out. I, for example, tried to see whether it would be best for me and the way that I work to... I'm just keeping an eye on the slurry level down there. So... and almost made it empty. All right, let's fold it up and disengage the it's not, I want to call it GPS mod, but that's not its name. Its name is guidance steering. Why the heck don't I drive faster than this? Interesting. Maybe it can't go any faster. It should be able to go much faster than this. I'm not sure why. Oh well. Maybe I'll find that out sometime soon. Well, let me try to increase the all the way up to 52. Let's see if that helps. No, still only 17. Oh, I know. I think it's because I forgot to turn off the slurry spreader. Let me see. That should help. Yeah, so one of the reasons that I want to go on Twitch, right, is because I want to engage with you, the audience. That's the only reason I do that. And so I've come to the conclusion that I tried out a couple of times to use Restream to double stream, so both stream to YouTube and to Twitch. But I must say honestly, I find that it's a little bit distracting for me. I'm sorry to say. So I've decided to go back to my original plan, and that it is that I want to stream on Twitch, and I put out videos and VODs, video on demands, on YouTube. And that's not because I don't see the value in YouTube. I think that on several sort of instances, YouTube has a better algorithm, a better system for streaming than Twitch does. Particularly particularly, but not the least, that with Twitch, you can only go to 6,000 kilobits per second. Whereas with YouTube, you can go, well, I'm inclined to say almost as high as you want to, but that's not really the case. That they do have a cap limit on it, but you can go way higher. I had it set to 15,000, I think. So yeah, you can go higher than that. I don't think for streaming, when I'm streaming at 1080p, I don't really think it's a huge issue, a huge problem. But I must say, I just like having the option to do it, having the option to increase it. And I can do that with YouTube, but I can't do that with Twitch. But if I restream, that doesn't change any of that. Restream doesn't have the ability yet to split off a signal. So for instance, you can actually send your streaming signal at a high bit rate, 10 megabits, 20 megabits, for example, to a restreaming server that will then split off your signal, so you get a signal of 6,000 kilobits for Twitch, and you can get all the 20 or whatever you want for YouTube. But Restream.io doesn't do that yet, and that's the service that I use. When they implement such a feature into their service so that I can send a signal, let's say 15 megabits to Restream, and then they can split off the signal, so 6,000 kilobits goes to Twitch and the full signal goes to YouTube, then I think it would be much more interesting for me to restream. But right now, also to keep the channels relatively separated for me, so that my original idea was that Twitch is for streaming, YouTube is for videos, and I want to try to keep a hold on that concept because I think it makes sense to me. So, but as you know me, I often go out of a tangent for some reason or not that I don't know. So sorry if I don't manage to to keep myself straight on the subject we're talking about. Yeah. All right, let me see. It was this button. Yes. So yes, the subject that I was talking about was in fact my my Discord channel. So you're welcome to come there. It's not perfectly set up yet. I don't have any bots or anything like that on it. I don't moderate it as much, even though I should. I just don't use Discord very much for my own channel. I use it a lot when I play Star Citizen with people, when I play online with my son. We have a little video series going on with Phasmophobia here on my channel. It's in Danish, and I've tried to put captions on one of the videos, but I honestly have to say I don't want to do that again. It was such a tough work because I can only put in a certain amount of names, right? So I can only put in one line at a time. If you could put in one line for me and one line for my son, it would be much easier, but DaVinci Resolve doesn't allow for that. And I have made the transition completely from Adobe's Premiere to DaVinci Resolve. I have the free version right now. When I have my wife convinced that I should be able to, should be allowed to use the, I don't know, it's couple of thousand. It's almost 2,000 Danish kroner. I think it's 400. I'm not sure. I think it's 400 euros, something like that. When I have convinced her, or 300, when I have convinced my wife that I should be allowed to get this program, I'll get it, because it does include a lot of extra features. They are more nice to have than need to have, but I do think that hardware accelerated rendering would be a nice addition to my channel. But I will say this: even without hardware acceleration on the rendering, I find it to be way faster than Premiere. Sorry, Adobe, I have to say it. But that's how I see things. What really made me make the transition, let me talk a little bit about that when and give him some time to to finish his plowing. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about why I made the transition completely from Adobe's Creative Suite pack to all the way to DaVinci Resolve. So right now, for audio and video editing, I have bought Reaper as my digital audio workstation. I think it's for the price, it's a very capable, very good piece of software. Especially if I also want to do some podcast or anything like that, it's perfect for that. But I've found that in general, DaVinci Resolve meets all my expectations. All the tools that I really need to make basic editing is completely there in the free version. The nice thing about the paid version, besides all the extra tools that you get, is that you have hardware accelerated playback and you have hardware accelerated rendering. That's it. That's the main difference for me. And also there might be some tweaks that I can do in the output, that I can, for example, output it into HEVC instead of H.264. That's just a minor detail because it will save some hard drive space, that's all. But in general, yes, one thing also, I think, right now I'm recording with Bandicam because Bandicam has the ability to output my webcam, bumped the mic, which is right there, into a separate file. Usually I use OBS to record it because it can do some other stuff that I like, but in this case here I try to use OBS because OBS can output my video camera into a separate file, so I can tweak the colors and make the adjustments for the green screen behind me, the chroma key, separate. In OBS you need to put in the chroma key into OBS itself, and you can't really move the camera around freely. In the editing software, you can do that in OBS itself. OBS is by far one of the most capable piece of software for recording that I've ever seen to record games and stuff like that. But in just here, it lacks a feature that I would like to have. There are also some other minor things. I'm going to make a video about that in next, and that's the big war that is still being fought by audiophiles, audio engineers, recorders, and all that. And that's the basic question. Should you record at a higher sample rate than standard? And I don't want to go into those details right here, because like I said, it is a subject for another video. But the basic question is, do you get any additional benefits from recording your audio higher than 48 kilohertz? And I think there's been many people that try to chime in on that exact question. So I honestly thought to myself, why shouldn't I try to do it? So let me just make him a little bit slower here, so that we don't... I'm just going to jump tractor over to him to see how fast he's going when he's plowing. I think it's about 10 or something like that. Maybe slower. Let's see. Where are you? There? 12. Alright. So I'm going to go 12 as well. That should give us a little bit of headroom. Let's just say 10 instead. I did fold it out and yeah. So you may ask yourself, why the heck do you want to go into that debate? Because I'm not an audio engineer, I'm not a mixer, I'm not a producer, I'm none of these things. So why the heck do I have anything relevant to say about that subject? And I don't. Honestly, I don't. But I have an opinion about it, and that's really what this video is going to be about. I think I have read and seen enough that I know some things about how audio works when you digitize it, and I do of course know a little bit about audio, given that I am a physicist. So audio waves are pressure changes in air. Pressure changes in air is a physical phenomenon. So obviously I've spent quite a bit of time actually, learning about that at university. And since I'm interested in technology, I've also tried to learn how you actually digitize audio when you take the signal from a microphone like this I have right here, the AT2020. It goes down the wire here, all the way back to my interface, my Scarlett 2i2, which is down there. And it goes into the recording software, in this case Bandicam. I'm recording at 96 kilohertz, 32-bit. And the reason why I'm recording at 32-bit and not the natively 24-bit that the interface can give, it's simply because that's the way Bandicam wants to output the audio files. I have talked with them on several occasions, and it doesn't seem that they're sort of, I wouldn't call it unwilling, but perhaps they don't see the immediate necessity for changing these things. And honestly, I can see why. I honestly can see why. Recording into a 32-bit file when you are outputting from your device 24-bit, it's not a problem in itself. You're just... It's like... Let me give you an analogy that might... will explain it a little bit better. Imagine that you have a car and contrary to the rules that we have here in Europe and in Denmark particularly, you can do whatever the heck you want with this car. You can change any piece of the car to what you want. So you think, I want some more muscle in my car, so you change out your stock 4-cylinder engine to a big block V8 with, let's say, 900 horsepower and 1200 Newton meter in moment. Yeah. And so you quickly figure out that your car, given that change, doesn't go as far. And here's where the analogy comes in. So you explore the possibility. Let me just see if I run into him. I think we exactly go past each other. I hope so. Let's see. Oh, that was so close. That is perfect. Alright, so back to the analogy. Yeah, you explore the options for changing the fuel tank in your car. And you are given 3 options. You can go with the stock that you have. You can increase it to double the size. And you can increase it to triple the size. But you also know that you don't need to put in more than half the fuel. I mean, sorry, you don't need to put in more in than double the fuel. The double of the tank to the stock tank. So you can either choose to put in a tank that is double the size of what you have now, and then you can you can fill that out, and you need to fill it up because otherwise you can't go as far as you want. You can also choose to put in triple the tank, the tank with triple the capacity of what you have now. That would mean that you could still fill it up to double the volume and have some headroom in it, and it wouldn't make your car go slower or less miles on the gallon, or as we say here in Europe, kilometers per liter. That won't change. And that is basically the same idea here with recording. Let's let him be and go down split slurry on the other field then. So that is basically the same idea that we have when I record in Bandicam into a 32-bit file. 32-bit means that I have a lot of headroom from the noise floor up to the maximum amount of audio that I can put into the file. Let me see if I can. So if I'm not mistaken, no, wrong button again. 0, yes. Let's just adjust it. I'll be right back. Alright, so I just went and got my phone because now it's time to do a little bit of calculation. Let me just get me running with the slurry. And then calculate afterwards. Perfect. All right. So, calculation. Let's see. So if not mistaken, when you have a 16-bit audio file, you have a dynamic range of 96 decibels, I think. So from the noise floor and up, you have 96 decibels, almost. So if we take 96 divided by 16, that gives 6. And if I'm also not mistaken, a 24-bit file will give you 144 decibels of dynamic range. So let's try that. 144 divided by 24. 6. Alright, that works. So I remembered correctly. So 32-bit file times 6 will give a dynamic range of 192 decibels, meaning that from the noise floor and up, you can put in a sound difference from 0 decibels. Well, 0 decibels is the top. So actually you could say from minus 192 decibels, you can go all the way up to 0, whatever you want to put it. Meaning the fact that you can put in audio, you can go from the very quietest whisper in a 32-bit file all the way up to a sound volume level that practically almost would kill you. So obviously I don't need that. But what it gives you is, imagine this. Let's say you have a 20-bit audio output, and you want to put that into a 16-bit audio file, meaning that you take 144 decibels of dynamic range and you want to cramp that into the 96. That means that you have to have your levels exactly positioned. If you put a 24-bit audio output into a 24-bit file, then you have all the dynamic range that you need. But the thing that you need to notice is that what you need in order to make good audio, obviously if you think about it, 96... Oh. Should increase his speed here. Think about it, 96 decibels is way more than the human hearing is capable of getting. So in that context, 16 bits is more than enough for you to create good audio. But let's say that you want to use 24-bit nonetheless. That only means that, and I can't remember, I think it's 90 decibels. Let me just look it up on my phone, because now we need to know it, right? So that I don't sit here and jab about stuff I'm not sure about. So let's take a look. Dynamic range. I can't spell. Dynamics. Dynamic range. Human hearing. Also, the dynamic range of human hearing is approximately 120 decibels, but signals above 90 decibels may give us permanent damage to our hearing. So obviously we don't want signals that high in our audio. I certainly don't want to scream and yell into this microphone so loud that it will give you permanent hearing damage. So just a service for you. Yeah. So let's just say that what we really need is about, let's say 88 decibels. That is still less than the 96 we get from the 16-bit audio. But I hope that you can see that if we put in these 88 decibels of... and just get this aligned. If we put in these 88 decibels into 96 decibels headroom, we can adjust the levels that much before we go outside the dynamic range of the input, the bit rate that we have available, and that's in 16-bit. Obviously, when you record, you can adjust your levels perfectly, and then 16 bits would be plenty of dynamic range. But if you want to be on the safe side, right, we can use a 24-bit depth instead. That will give you the 144 decibels of dynamic range, and if you take those 88, I think it's less, right? But let's just say 88, and you put that into your 144 decibel dynamic range, you can shift that level up and down before you either hit the noise floor or hit the peak of the file. Nope. I need to let's see if I can turn it off again. Oh. So I need to expand it and then turn it off. Of course. Let's see. B? No, Y? Oh. Oh well. Maybe we can only go 17. Yeah. Oh my. So let me just see. The 32-bit gave us, what was it, 192 decibels of dynamic range. So that really means that... Oh heck, this is annoying. Just... and then pick it up again. That's better. So if I take my 24-bit audio output from my Scarlett, which have the option to give me 144 decibels of dynamic range, that's the maximum. And I choose to save that in a 32-bit floating point bit depth. It just means that there is a lot of unused headroom from my Scarlett interface, just like if you put in the triple size tank in your car and then only fill up the double of what you had now. You don't really lose anything in that sense. Perhaps you can say you lose some efficiency, but you don't lose capacity. It would be much worse the other way around. You put in double the size but needed triple the amount of fuel. That would be a problem. So I think that's the best analogy that I can sort of give you on top of my head regarding how bit depth really works in audio recording. And if I want to keep my videos below 45 minutes or thereabout, maybe an hour, I need to cut out some stuff. And this here, it's just the perfect thing to cut. So I'll see you when I'm finished and I've parked this beast here. Okay, welcome back. Alright, so I decided that I just also wanted to spread some slurry on this field here as well, the field 2. So the smaller field that we have. Because I thought that why not do that when the plow guy, when our little helper, he's finished. So let's do that. That seemed like a good idea. And while we're at it, let me tell you why I don't like having the air mode on my Scarlett. I don't like having that on. It's not that I dislike the sound. I love the sound. I love that present boost it gives me. I can hear it in the headphones. It also means that I can hear myself a little bit better in the headphones, so that's not a problem. I don't mind the changes as well. Like I said, I do actually from time to time make an EQ present boost on the videos because it gives me that extra presence. So it's not that I disfavor the sound at all. I don't like how it sounds or anything like that. The reason why I don't like it, the reason why I don't have the air function enabled on the Focusrite, on the Scarlett, is that it robs me of the ability to choose what I want to do. When I have air mode on, that is going as a hardwired signal into my recorder. If I had to remove that using an EQ, I have to really make a lot of points and try to adjust it, and I don't want to do that. I just want to open up my editing software, and then I can turn and twist all the little knobs in order to make me sound better. If I want a presence boost on the high end, on the EQ, then I put in that presence boost. I don't want my hardware to do it. Now, I know that people use hardware compressors, hardware EQs and all that in the signal chain. And so it's not like I think that it's sort of it's a bad idea to do it. It's a very good idea, because in many occasions when you buy a dedicated piece of hardware to do something like that, it will usually sound better than anything you can get as a plug-in. Also, and that's perhaps the more important part. Let's say, for instance, where could I use? Let me just give you an example. Where would the air mode be really relevant for me? Well, let's say I wanted to do a podcast where I didn't use OBS. I wanted to give my voice on Discord or Zoom or anything like that. I wanted to give my voice a presence boost there. There the air mode would be really relevant. There, having a dedicated compressor, EQ, de-esser and all that is relevant, where you can put in software plugins to turn all the knobs. But when I make a video like this, I put it into post. I edit it in DaVinci. I might even edit the audio do some pre-editing of the audio in Reaper, because I can concentrate on the audio there. But it is my choice in those programs to put in whatever I want. Now I can ask you, when you watch this video, and please put it in the comments below, did you prefer my voice before or after the presence boost using the air mode on the Scarlett? Sound wise, I think it sounds better. I honestly do. And I'm pretty sure that you can hear the little nuances that you would get in no, I'm not going to use a slurry for that little part there. I'm pretty sure that you aren't able to hear those little wrinkles that comes in the sound when using this mode here. There are some harmonics that is introduced into it. I also saw that on a very nice test. So that is the case, but I honestly don't think you can hear it. So yeah, that's why I prefer not to use the air mode on my Scarlett. But like I said, tell me what you think. Do you like it? Do you prefer my voice with or without the air mode? And just to make the comparison fair, I will forego any presence boost. Oh, wrong one. Let's go and clean up the tractor. Just to make the comparison fair, I will forego any kind of presence boost addition on the normal audio. I will only do my normal EQ routine, meaning I will remove... I'll put in a high pass filter, and I put in a low pass filter, and I will demod the audio. But other than that, I will not change the audio here significantly, so that you can have a fair comparison with my voice with and also without the air mode on. Alright, in the next episode we're going to cultivate. I'm going to set our guy to plow the field that we just spread slurry on. And we're going to cultivate the fields after that. And then we have to decide what we want to plow. My initial thoughts are that I want to plow something that will give us straw, because we need straw. And then we're going to wait and then rent a we're going to rent a harvester to harvest the fields, and then from there on off we're going to plant alfalfa or something like that, maybe corn. There's one thing I wanted to check, and that is here. So as you can see right now, it is too cold to plant corn, so we can do that when the temperature reaches 10 degrees. Alfalfa is a better choice in that context because they are not as temperature dependent. What we can plant is wheat barley. I'm pretty sure of that. I think we can also plant canola for... I'm talking specifically here about the forage harvester. Obviously we can use grass, but we have a mower. You can also use sugarcane, but I'm pretty sure that's not even an option here. And we can possibly also use sorghum. I'm not sure about that. But then again, sorghum has the same problem as corn. It can be planted around the same time, but it also demands 10 degrees Celsius temperature. It should be possible with the map here Stevie has made, but we're going to see at that time. Alright, let's see. Again, alfalfa has medium seed frost resistance, high when they're young and medium when they're mature. They have low drought resistance. That's the same as corn. Yeah, basically the same. Alright, let's see the prices. Let's take a look at the prices for the animals that we want. So we have homogenized milk here. We can sell potato washed. We can sell potato steamed. We can sell alfalfa. We can also sell it windrowed and dry alfalfa. I'm not sure what that is. And we can sell alfalfa silage. So if I'm not mistaken, the cow that I want is the Holstein. And it seems that the best time to buy that would be in the start of spring. No, sorry, in the start of summer. Let me see. I think the sheep is the Dorset. So that would be best to buy them around early autumn. And that's it. We're not going to get any pigs for now. And I'm not also going to go with any other animals. I'm not sure. Maybe we're going to do some chickens, but I'm definitely not going to go with horses. And let me see, it should be a rotation plan. I'm going to change that at some point. And we have Celsius, 9 days. That's okay. Crap, yeah. Alright, I'm going to park this tractor here. And I will see you in the next episode, where we are going to go and get our guy here. I'm just going to drive the tractor back and maybe clean it up a little bit. I'm going to do that off cam. I might even make him plow this field off cam so we can get rid of yeah, I'm going to set him to do that right now. Let's just get him positioned. There we go. Alright, let's see. Course generation for field 1. Current headland. We want around 4, 5 this time. Clockwise, headland passes. Turn, headland overlap. 4%. Yeah, that's okay. Working with generate. Let's zoom in and take a look. And he's going to start there. Looks reasonable. Back. Drive. Alright, he's going to... Whoa! Get started. So I hope I didn't turn on... No make fields. Alright, so he's going to work on that. Let me just show you something. So as you can see, it's 33% fertilized. There's no weed. Well, there's weed around here. This is also one of the things that I really like about Stevie's map. As you can see, there's weed here. Sorry, not Stevie's map. Seasons. Is that instead of getting a field completely filled with weed, after a certain point, we get these spots around that we can manage however we would like. Obviously, I can still get a spreader. We have that. I've bought a spreader to do that. But yeah, in the next episode, we're going to cultivate these fields and then figure out what we want to plant. And please, thumbs up and likes and subscriptions, they always help me. Please do that. Please do that. What I really would like to do is to have my channel here take off. And what I need for that to happen, I need you. Yes, you out there. You're watching this video right now. I need you to subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything. That's the beauty of this. And if you like the video, then it means that the algorithm in YouTube will pick it up. And then, well, even if you dislike it, it will also pick it up. But if you manage to do something with it, it will pick it up. And it means that there will be more chance for my video to be played for someone who's not currently subscribing to my channel. And maybe he or she will subscribe to my channel. So please, likes and subscribes, they really help my channel. It's a small channel, but I would really like it to grow. And also, remember, put down in the comments below, do you like when I put on the air mode on the Focusrite? Do you think I should use it? Should I just forgo my normal routines and just say, well, I put on air mode, and then I just leave the equalizer in my software the way it is. I just roll off some of the lows and the mids and demod, and that's it. And then I let Focusrite and its air mode take care of the presence boost. Tell me what you like in the comments below, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.